Alright guys, massive character info for Wuthering Waves. After her insane reveal last night, Mornye instantly became one of the most hyped up incoming characters. Thanks to the new drip marketing, she's now confirmed as the second 5-star of version 3.0, releasing in phase 2 of the update. So in today's video, we're going over everything we know about Mornye, like her release date, kit details, expected element, playstyle, weapons, and pretty much all the speculation going around on this character. And if you guys do enjoy these breakdown videos, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any 3.0 updates, as we should be getting plenty more in the upcoming weeks. I've also been giving away free lunite subs on the channel. I'll be picking more winners from the comments down below. But alright, let's not waste any time and jump right into it. The full breakdown on the new character Mornye. So first, who is Mornye in the first place? The drip gave us some pretty great lore on the character. She's introduced as a professor at the Star Torch Academy, which is located in the upcoming 3.0 region, Lahai Roy. She's also a scholar at the Space Trek Collective Research Institute, though apparently she isn't great with words. The character is described as quiet and not very talkative, but despite that, she has a strong determination and a goal to surpass the limits of time and space, wanting to witness the world in all its beauty. This fits perfectly with the more sci-fi futuristic theme of the 3.0 region is going for, and honestly, the whole vibe seems like it's setting up for the upcoming Cyberpunk collab coming out early next year. Alright, now let's go over the info most of you are here for, her element, weapon, role, and early kit info. At the basics, Mornye is expected to be a 5-star fusion character who uses a broadblade weapon. This is interesting because early speculation suggested she couldn't walk due to the condition of her legs. We can see in the drip they're pretty much transparent, but in her second drip marketing with the full splash art, here we see her wearing heels, and newer info did confirm she won't be using a supportive device to walk, meaning she's fully capable of swinging a broadblade into combat. But more important part is definitely her role. Recent info suggests Mornye is going to be a supportive sub-DPS, meaning a second slot support instead of a pure third slot buffer, so her kit is designed to assist a main DPS unit while also dealing good damage herself. Now when I first saw this info, hearing about 2 supports in the same patch, this might seem a bit odd, but this actually lines up with the idea that 3.0 is simply setting up the powerhouses coming out in 3.1. Alright, so we just went over her basics. Now let's talk more about parts of her kit that we know of so far. At low resonance chain, she's expected to function mainly as a support, and her abilities are tied to one of the new mechanics being added in the 3.0 update. She's also set to have 2 combat forms, one of which involves a exoskeleton suit, possibly linked to the structure she's sitting on in her artwork. But the biggest detail is that her kit interacts with the new Stagger and Boss Partbreak system. Let's say you stagger a boss or break apart on a boss, Mornye is expected to provide additional team buff, such as increasing damage or boosting the stats of your whole team. Although exact multipliers remain unknown, it could be crit rate, crit damage, attack, or maybe something more specific like elemental damage boost. We'll have to see, but this part of her kit is definitely interesting. Now for those who missed it, the devs has been teasing about adding a new boss part break system. So basically this new mechanics works very similarly to Monster Hunter, where breaking monster part gives extra rewards or advantages. So it seems Kuro is basically implementing a more mechanical version of that for 3.0. Definitely very interesting, as Monster Hunter is one of my favorite franchises, and have them adding a part break mechanic is indeed pretty hype. And this means if all the upcoming bosses use this system, Mornye could easily become a top tier pick, as she will mainly work with this new system. And even the earlier bosses, it seems they thought of that in mind, with the benefit of stagger based buffs. Now where do we think Mornye fits in team comps? Since she's a fusion broadblade sub DPS, she may pair really well with other fusion units, boosting characters like Galbrina, Changli, Lupa, and more depending on her buff types. But more importantly, she might end up being the best on slot partner for one of the other characters in the remaining 3.0 lineup, supporting whichever pure main DPS drops in 3.1. We still don't have a huge amount of information, but this already gives us a solid clue and picture of what Mornye is about, and with her crazy design, we definitely know a lot of players are extremely excited about this character releasing very soon. Alright, so now that we've talked about her teams, let's wrap this up with some final speculation and a few concerns players have been bringing up. First, in terms of power scaling, Mornye really feels like a setup piece for the next cycle of characters, and lunite on the other hand being a support, and now Mornye also being a support, makes the patch lineup look a bit strange at first, but it actually lines up with Kuro's design pattern, whether they stack utility characters back to back. This means they might want to focus more of the main DPSs to be introduced in the 3.1 version update. Another thing players have been talking about is the possibility of her having great damage at high resonance but being more of a utility focused at low resonance if this trend continues, similar to what happened with Chissa. So for those hoping to actually use this character as a main DPS, we'll need some really high investment. Now let's talk more about some concerns, because my biggest worry right now is the simple fact that we might be getting two supports in the same version update. We know that lunite and Mourn are both support characters, with lunite leaning more on a main DPS or support. We still don't know exactly yet. From my kit breakdown, we saw that this character specializes in both damage and support, so the main DPS slot for lunite is still not out of the question yet. I want to ask you guys this, let me know down below if you are hyped for Mornye, and is her being a support underwhelming, as right now if we get double supports, it might not look good for Chissa, as there's also the question of the negative status interaction between these characters, since Chissa does rely on that, and we still don't know if Mornye and lunite will help her at all. If neither of them apply statuses that synergize with her, then Chissa's best partner still hasn't shown up, which could be a big problem for those who are waiting for this character, as for right now, Chissa doesn't have much viable teams. But overall, I'd say Mornye is looking like the right way fan favorite. Her design is insane, especially the exosuit concept is super unique, and the way she might interact with the new boss system, the stagger bar and the boss partbreak system, that would be pretty cool. And if they end up utilizing the system a lot of times, then she could probably age very well if Kuro keeps building around stagger and partbreak in future patches. But yeah guys, let me know down below in the comments, are you guys hyped for Mornye? Does her being another support disappoint you, although she's more of a sub DPS, but do you think she's secretly going to be a really strong sub DPS unit once your full kit drops? And I'll keep you guys updated the second new info releases. So if you guys did enjoy the breakdowns, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, put those notifications on so you don't miss out on any 3.0 news, as the next upcoming weeks should be pretty insane, and I got you guys covered right here on the channel 24/7. But for now guys, that will conclude the full breakdown on Mornye. As always, thank you guys for watching, don't forget to enter the free lunite sub, and I'll see you all in the next one.